מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם מלאכי השורש מלאכי.
In Hebrew, the word Erev means evening. According to the lunar calendar used by the Jews, days are beginning the evening before, as we can read it in the book of Genesis during the creation of the world. The evening before is a moment of retrospection and reorganization, as well as the reception and the preparation of the next day. Originally, this ministry was created to put online audible sermons of Friday evening during the reception of Shabbat. Since then, in a slightly different form, and not just to spread the Friday night teaching, we have decided to keep this name, Erev Shabbat, as the symbol of our ministry, because we really think that the world's history has entered into its last phase. The return of the Messiah is imminent. Darkness is still growing, and we have visibly entered the period before the Shabbat HaGadol, the Great Shabbat. People around the world are running around like frenetic ants, sensing the arrival of the storm. Meanwhile, there is a people who do not go to pubs, discos, or any other places of leisure to decompress and forget the pressure of a hard week of work. But on the contrary, it goes in silence to meet the Lord. The Jewish people are preparing in advance, while nothing is yet visible, and one might even believe that the Almighty has left this world, since wickedness is the only reigning entity we can perceive. The Jewish people keeps its faith and hope. We know very well that if the sky gets dark, it is because the sun must inevitably rise soon. And there was evening, and there was morning. Every day starts with the night before. This is why Shabbat begins on Friday at the sunset. We light the candles when the sun goes down on the horizon. As soon as the sun disappears, the world bursts into debauchery and collective hysteria in order to get away from the stress accumulated during the week. Meanwhile, a minority does exactly the opposite. It goes before the Eternal in humility and holiness, closing the door of its ark behind this flood of disbelief and iniquity in order to go before the Lord. We are not doing it because we are brilliant and originally perfect beings, but because we have once met Yahweh and accepted His commandments. We accepted it on the one hand because we wanted our good, but also in order to become a sign in the eye of other peoples, in the eyes of all those who pursue chimeras as fools. They are the ones who must realize that there is a place where the light of life is lit in the dark world that is surrounding us. Just as Noah built his ark according to the Lord's instructions, while his contemporaries continued to live their lives, they ate, they drank, they gathered, they had fun, and made fun of Noah and his family. Noah knew that the ark had to be ready before the judgment arrived. He knew that the building could not wait for the first drop of rain, but it had to be done in the time of drought, in the middle of the wilderness, when everything was dry and arid. Likewise, on the evening of Seder, before coming out of Egypt, when outside the angel of death took away its victims, the Jewish people were preparing to leave the country. There, they either did not wake up early in the morning, but had already prepared everything the night before, according to the instructions of Moses. After the sacrifice of the lamb, the door frames had to be covered with its blood, and after having closed it, the dinner was to be consumed. This meal was none other than the prefiguration of the Lord's Last Supper. When the sun rose, everyone had to have a full stomach to face the great journey that awaited them. Everyone had to arm himself with all the defense and the spiritual food they needed to survive on the road towards the ultimate destination. Outside, the sky is darkening. We are on the eve of the great Shabbat. We cannot survive this dark time without the light. We must also build our Noah's Ark as long as there is time left. We must consume the Seder plate, the Last Supper, as a sign of our covenant and belonging to the body of Christ, so that the angel of death has no right to pass through our doorstep and take us away with him. We light candles on Friday night to preserve clarity and to be in union with the light of the Word. As in the first day of creation, before the appearance of heaven and earth, when the tohu and bohu, emptiness, disorder and chaos reigned, the light was the Creator's first gift to the world. According to Jewish tradition, the first candle commemorates the divine act of creation. We light the first candle as the Creator introduced light into the world. The second candle recalls the deliverance and the exit from Egypt. The chosen people do not know because they cannot yet know that the long-awaited Messiah has already come. However, we are some among the Jewish people who already recognized him. We are proclaiming him as the unique light, as the way that was given to the Gentiles so that they could also become citizens of the kingdom of heaven. Jews are testimonies in many ways, so it is worth keeping an eye on them. The way to the eternal, however, does not pass through them anymore. Christ is the only way for the other nations. The Jews are in the hands of the Lord, but their way is different, and they have been set aside until their time comes. This time is coming by leaps and bounds, but it has not yet happened. Traditional Jews are signs that are important to observe and respect, but the panel is not the goal. We do not intend to spread panic by proclaiming end-time prophecies. It is, however, more and more obvious, even to unbelievers, that the signs of the times are everywhere. We hear them talking about it all the time. Our goal is not to focus our attention on the darkness, but to bring out the solution to the problem, to reveal the redemption. May this modest initiative of our ministry be a candlelight, unveiling to others the path of salvation, which is Yeshua HaMashiach.
מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שלום עליכם מלאך